Well, back from vacation, have to jump into some work, but right now I think I gotta take care of this. The hair's getting really shaggy. I'm starting to look like I'm just kind of roaming the streets. And just a little bit later, no more shaggy. I used to have thick, curly hair. It never grew long. It just turned into a giant fro. So I upgraded my whiteboard. This one is a little bit smaller. I think it's like 14 by 14, and it fit good in this little narrow space I had. But I've gotten something a little bigger, and I will still use this one for some things, but then I'm going to do something more with the bigger one. The reason I'm covering this up is I want you to be surprised with all the exciting, fun things that I have planned for the future. So this is the new one. This one is 17 by 23, so it's a little bit bigger. So another thing we need to do is how about a gimbal update. I think it was probably in mid-July that my gimbal lost a screw and came loose. And at that time, a wire pulled loose and it just stopped working entirely. This is for my gimbal for my GoPro. So basically this wire pulled loose, it stopped working. It's one of the top rated gimbals for GoPro. It's G4S from Tech. The solution was I had to send it off to China. So off to China it went. I wasn't sure if I was going to ever see this thing again. But I did get email communication from China, from Tech. And it took a couple of weeks, but eventually they said it's been fixed. We're shipping it back. And I've got it. It came in last week while I was on vacation. So, here's the gimbal. And I got the other piece right here. If you're not familiar with what a gimbal does, it's for the GoPro. They sell them for other bigger cameras, but they are fairly expensive, the bigger cameras you get. And it'll keep a nice, steady, smooth motion. It's got this little clip here. Moment of truth now. Let's turn the gimbal on and see if it works. Looks like it's working. Move it up and down. It keeps it nice and stable. It's great for walking around, running, going to the parks, things like that. But it works. So it's a miracle. This thing wasn't working in July. It went to China. They fixed it. They sent it back. And now I've got a working gimbal again. I must commend Tech did take care of this about as quickly as you can expect from halfway around the world. It cost me, I think it cost me about $60 in shipping to ship it over there, have them fix it, and then coming back. But it did get fixed, and I must give them big commendation for that. Need to dust off my guitars a little bit. As any good musician will tell you, it's important to have the right tools and picks when you're playing. And what guitar player isn't excited to whip out their Tinkerbell guitar pick when they're shredding on stage? And look, the Boston Red Sox. Cooking some chicken. We like anything on the grill. Anything on the grill. Right in there. A little bit of attitude. A little bit of attitude. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. We still like her though. She's fun to have around. How's my hair? How's my hair? Is it not so shaggy now? That's a Yehaa Bob reference for those of you who've been to Riverside at Disney and seen Yehaa Bob perform. You'll know what that means. Seriously, have you seen Yehaa Bob? Have you not been? If you haven't been to see Yehaa Bob at Riverside, you really got to go. I mean, what are you waiting for? He's entertaining. He's a lot of fun. There's food. There's drinks. Get there early. I'm telling you, go see Yehaa Bob. Hey, Annette, what are you most looking forward to at Disney World?
Yeehaw! Yehaa Bob, gosh darn it.
Woohoo!
Yeehaw!
So here I am, getting ready to start my podcast tonight. Well, it's not my podcast, but hang on. We need a little more light here. Alexa, turn bed on.
Okay.
That's better. A little mood lighting. I don't like the harsh white lights. And set the proper mood here for ourselves. Like I was saying, so I'm on this podcast, the Yeti another Disney podcast. If you aren't listening, you should listen. We're downloadable on many different platforms. I am just one of 4 of us on the podcast, talking about random Disney stuff and occasionally other park or Universal things. But hey, aren't these lights pretty cool? They're come in all sorts of different colors. Here's purple, maybe a little more of a pink mood, a little passion pink. How about red? Red, that's a pretty exciting color right there. Maybe a little yellow, maybe a little greener, maybe a little blue. And if you want, we can dim the lights just a little bit. I tell you what, if you're streaming Disney fireworks on your TV or just watching on YouTube, you can really set a nice mood. Let's go to the computer room where all the action will be happening for this podcast. So here we are. Wait, it's dark again. Alexa, turn Bill's lights on. There we go. That's what I like to see. So how about a little red? Maybe a little sort of submarine battle stations red. That's going to be pretty exciting for the podcast. It'll give us a sense of urgency as we discuss whatever Disney topics we're discussing tonight. So we're going to go do the podcast here in a second. In a few moments, I'll be checking back with you and let you know how it went. Well, there isn't a podcast tonight, as it turns out. But if there was a podcast, you would have seen me just like this, throwing out hard Disney opinions. Well, that's about enough of today. We got more things coming up soon. I've got Day at Carowinds. I've got some lake festivities to share with you in the next week or 2 weeks. And we are 2 weeks away from Disney, so there's going to be some fun coming there. Plus, I think there are a couple of fairs, county and city fairs coming in a couple of different locales in Maryland and Pennsylvania. We're going to hit one of those fairs. I'm not sure which one we're going to go to, whether in Pennsylvania or Maryland, but we're going to go to one of these fairs probably and see if we can have some fun there. So remember, kids, have a good time all the time.